Going Places by A.R. Barton. Sophie and Jancy were walking home from school one day. Sophie told Jancy how she planned to open a boutique after finishing school. Jancy shared her doubts, telling Sophie that her dream would take a lot of money. However, Sophie was determined and declared that she would first start as a boutique manager, earning enough to open her own boutique. Jancy, knowing that they would be eventually working at a biscuit factory, felt sad for her friend. She further added that Sophie's father wouldn't allow her to work at a shop. Sophie ignored this, and as she entered her house, she thought out aloud how she would buy a boutique if she ever got any money by chance. Her daydream was rudely interrupted by her father, who told her that she should buy the family a decent home with her money. Derek, her little brother, reminded her that money didn't grow on trees. In the background, Sophie's mother sighed at her daughter's dreams. Sophie felt stifled by the atmosphere and left looking for her older brother, Geoff. Geoff was repairing a motorcycle part. He was an apprentice mechanic who traveled far each day to work. A quiet and reserved person, his silence made him seem distant from those around him. This fascinated Sophie as she had never been away from home. She wished that her brother would someday take her with him. Though she knew that Geoff and her father would not approve, she imagined herself riding behind Geoff as the world looked on and applauded. To attract his attention, Sophie told Geoff about her meeting with Danny Casey, a football player he admired. She claimed that he had spoken to her and looked at her with his soft green eyes. This caught Geoff by surprise and he initially refused to believe her. Geoff's doubt hurt Sophie as he was always the first person to know her secrets. Geoff described Sophie's meeting with Cassie to their father. Unimpressed, their father asked Sophie to quit telling her wild stories and warned her that she would get into trouble. Sophie, however, felt that Geoff did believe her. Later, Sophie decided to share another secret with her brother. She told him how Casey had agreed to meet her a second time to give her an autograph. Geoff pretended to believe her, however, he decided to take this news with a pinch of salt. That Saturday, the entire family except Sophie's mother went to the stadium to watch a football match. Seeing Casey score, Sophie felt a personal sense of pride while Geoff and her father were happy that the team had won. The next week, Jancy surprised Sophie by asking her about Casey. Sophie felt betrayed by Geoff and was angry because Jancy was known to be a gossip. However, as Jancy kept talking, Sophie realized that Geoff had only mentioned her first meeting with Casey and not the second one. That night, Sophie waited for Casey at a spot where lovers usually met. As she waited, she began to imagine the excitement she would feel when Casey walked towards her. However, as time went by and the football player did not show up, Sophie began to wrestle with her thoughts. She now started imagining how she would feel if Casey did not turn up. She imagined her sadness and Geoff's anger and disappointment. She fantasized how she would live bravely even when everyone doubted her. After a long wait, she decided to return home. On her way, she crossed the arcade and replayed her fantasy in her mind of meeting Casey, asking for his autograph, and fixing up a second meeting with him. She also remembered the match she had been to, reliving how Casey had scored a goal and how everyone had applauded.